Welcome to my October 2024 video newsletter. We have lots to talk about, so let's go. Before we get into any commentary, let's go through the charts. August sales were at 11 we had last month. Not bad compared to the year before. We only had 4 back then, but we're still about 19% below where we were even last year as far as year-to-date sales go. Nicely, the median price is hanging in there about where we were last year at $774 as of the end of August. We're only 0.7% under where we finished out 2023. You can see that on this chart here. It's a familiar chart, but we're up 63% from COVID, if you will, from pre-COVID. Looking at new listings, we had 12 last month. 12 is pretty well, about where it ought to be, but on the other hand, it's not near enough to do some catching up. But you'll see in the next chart we've done a lot of catching up. The total active listings right now is 28, up dramatically from last year, up 87% from where we were last year. Now that has mostly come to the market in the last week or two, and so the effects of that hasn't really been seen. Of note, this number is where we were in October 2020, as we were burning down the number of listings we had, back at year-end 2019, 2020, and but meanwhile, so we're climbing back up. Whether this is sustainable will be hard to tell. And then, as we look to commentary, we can't help but acknowledge the fact that the inventory doesn't seem to be our issue anymore. The last couple weeks have kind of brought a lot of new inventory to the market, maybe a burst of fall inventory that we hadn't seen in at least the last few years. That said, so we have 28 listings on the market now, up dramatically, back to not quite pre-COVID levels, but certainly the beginning of COVID as we were starting to wind down our inventory. So what we now need are buyers. Buyers should be encouraged by the new mortgage rates. We now see from Cape Cod 5, 5.5%. Not bad. It's not the 3.5 that we saw or 4.5 that we saw a year or 2 or 3 ago. But the fact of the matter is, it is pretty good. That said, we also have some other problems for buyers. We certainly have the inflation. We have 2 wars in the other side of the world. We have we previously whined about the lack of inventory. So, but we also have the new rules that have kicked in relative to buyer's agency, and I talk about that in the newsletter. So we have a bunch of things that are keeping buyers away. My hope is that fall season, that is normally a pretty decent season, along with the better rates, brings them to the Cape to start attending open houses and even buying some homes. So that's kind of where we are. We're a little bit at the cusp, and we'll see what the next 3 or 4 weeks brings. And I'll talk to you next month. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.